Deleted on Facebook. That's great. Go live. You gotta love it, right? It was deleted on Facebook. What the heck? This happens every time.
Oh no, what's happened?
Just remove this destination. Oh, and then re-add it. Okay, I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to re-add it. It's just Facebook always. Okay, I think that will connect in a minute. Here goes nothing. Well, hello, everyone. Sorry for the snafu that we always get from Facebook when we go live. I am Karen Campbell. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Lucy Bryden.
Hi there. We are excited to paint and be fairies today. Who is ready? Who is ready to paint? We are painting this wee fairy, and we are fairies, and we're painting the wee fairy, and we're super excited.
I know.
Who is going to be painting with us in real time? Let me know in the chat.
Who's got fairy ears on like we do?
Mm-hmm.
Who else is rocking their fairy ears? I hope some of you have dressed up at home.
I bet you Dawn has. Is Dawn Paul here?
I bet she has.
All right, let's see all these me's. I want to see some me's. Who is painting with us? Dawn is painting. Crafting with Shirley's painting. Renee says, me, 2 exclamation points. Heck yeah. Shelly and Kimber. Sharon, Rowan, Jackie, Leanne, Valerie's ready. Marina, Christine, amazing. Okay, this is so good. Okay, because Lucy and I are not messing around. We're really going to be painting in real time today. So we like it when everyone paints together. It's more fun, don't you think?
Definitely.
Definitely more fun. Okay, amazing. And just to clear the cobwebs about the replay is going to be in together with part 1 in the free classroom. So as long as you've enrolled yourself in that free classroom, it's at awesomeartschool.com. You can watch the welcome, the supplies, the part 1 drawing, the part 2 watercolor anytime. You have forever access. So if you haven't opted into that yet, go to awesomeartschool.com and enroll yourself in the free classroom, and then you can get all the bits and whenever it's convenient for you. Oh, Sandy's going to be joining us for the first time and doing real time. You can do it, Sandy. We'll go nice and slow so we can do it all together.
But don't panic if you think, oh, hang on a minute, I need to take a bathroom break and I'm going to miss out, because you do have the replay that you can watch. So you can always catch up on that.
Yes. So let's do a rundown of our supplies and make sure we have all the things.
Yes.
Before we begin. So if you need to go run and grab some paper towels, now is the time. Everyone should have this drawn already. So everyone who signed up for the free classroom should have this all drawn and ready to go so we can get started painting as fast as possible. So do you all have your drawn fairy? You guys want to give me a yes in the comments? We just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Oh, Renee, is her first art class ever? Well, welcome. Welcome to the fun zone. It's going to be tons of fun today.
And the best thing to start off with, a fairy.
It is the best
fun thing to paint.
It is. And the reason, by the way, in case anyone is like, why the heck is this happening right now? It's actually...
Why are these 2 old ladies, grown-ass women, wearing ridiculous costumes?
This is what we always do on a Sunday afternoon, Lucy. What are you talking about? Lucy and I founded the Celtic Collective Fantasy Art Club back in July of 2021, and it's our birthday. So this is our birthday party. Whether you realize it or not, we're celebrating our little birthday today. So welcome to our Celtic Collective birthday party. This is why we're all dressed up and having such a good time. Awesome. Okay, everyone is ready. So we have our fairy faces already drawn, transferred.
Mm-hmm. I've got mine here.
Put that on. All right, so we're going to need some water. Make sure you have some water. Make sure that you did your drawing on watercolor paper. If you didn't, I would not use watercolors today. I would do something else. I would do like colored pencils or literally anything except for watercolors. Look at all the happy birthdays. It's our birthday. It is like
I'm not getting the comment. Oh, yes. Hang on a minute. Scroll down, Lucy. Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize there was so many comments.
Happy birthdays. Yes. Our Celtic
I'm
Collective.
missing it. I missed all those comments.
Oh, welcome to the party, Lucy. Welcome. Better late than never. It is a big deal. And I see lots of happy birthdays coming from our actual members because, of course, they're all invited too. So, Susie, Benato, say hi to your girls for me, please. Girls, if you're watching. There's a lot of kids watching today, actually. Miles McLean, if you're there. And Susie.
We'll watch her language today, then.
Yeah, we'll watch her language for the first time ever. So we're more privy to the fact that kids are watching too. So yes, so we're celebrating the Celtic Collective. And this kind of live, we do this every month with our members. This is like what we always do. We always have this fun time. So it's nice to be able to find some new friends today. And if you decide that you want to come join us every month, we would love to have you. We're running a little sale along with our celebration, which is 75% off to join today, which is
such a steal. Such a steal.
Bananas. It's insane. You can join for $8. You just use coupon code OMG. OMG. I'm going to put my little ticker on while we go over supplies.
Okay.
Everybody's like, what is happening? I want it right now. And then let's go over supplies, and then we're going to start running. So there's the info. Now, later, whenever, awesomeartschool.com, 75% off, OMG, the Celtic Collective. So what are we using today? What watercolors are you using, Lucy?
So I'm going to use this little Cotman set.
Okay.
It's a little portrait pocket set.
Okay.
By Winsor & Newton. It was super cheap, like £10 or something. I live in the UK. And look how cute this is.
It is so. I have the same one too. I got it.
Little watercolor brush, which I probably won't use because I've got my own watercolor. And the only thing that I'm going to say about this portrait set, which is different from the one that we've used in the past, which is the Prima complexion set, is this is going to be fun this lesson because these are not skin tones.
Yes.
These are colors that you can mix together to make skin tones. So you're going to be learning how to make a few different skin tones with the colors that are in this set, rather than just lifting a color straight from the pan and putting it on to your paper, which actually is a really handy skill to learn. And it doesn't matter if you don't like mixing skin tones, because there is a pre-made skin tone set by Prima that you can use. But it's also super fun to learn how to do it. So that's why we're doing this.
Yeah. So Lucy is going to be using, and this is what those colors look like swatched out, in case you're wondering, well, if they're not skin tones, what colors are in that little set? So you can see there's like a yellow, orange, red, just like a beige. This is like a rusty orange, a brown, and then like a Payne's gray. And then there's a white, which you can't see. And while she does that, I'm going to be using exclusively the Woodland set by Prima. Prima has lots of yummy little sets. And so these are what those colors look like swatched out. And they're actually very similar to the Cotman set as well, as you can see. So you have like Cavern is very close to this color. You have the red that's very close. You have the same brown. You have the same yellow, and you have the same rustic orange. It's actually almost the same set twice. Yeah. So if you only have one or the other, you're in great shape. If you don't have either of these, just use whatever colors you have. Just use anything that's similar to the colors that we're using, and you will, you'll do great. So I'm going to use this.
And actually, she's a fairy, so you don't even need to paint her skin tones if you don't want. You can paint her with a green face if you so wish.
That's a really good point. You really can do whatever you want. And we encourage you to do that. So I'm going to use just this, just the Woodland set. So if that's all you have, you can follow me. If you want to learn how to mix skin tones and be super fancy, then you can follow Lucy. That should make it very straightforward as to who you're going to follow. That way I won't confuse anyone either. Thank you. It is our birthday. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us on our third birthday today. We love the Celtic Collective. We love painting fantasy and fairies every day, all day long.
I know. So I could do it every day. It's so much fun.
Every day. So All right, I would suggest having your swatches out, your colors out, but we'll go step by step. Make sure you
Do
have
you want
your
to talk about the other materials we're using in this, Karen?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Make sure you have your reference close by. So that helps a lot, but you can also follow us, and I'll try to keep mine in the shop for everyone too, in case you don't have a way to do that. I lost my woodland set. So you need some water. It's a good idea to have a little palette, but if you don't, you can just use the case itself. That's fine too. I have a little ceramic. I love a ceramic palette so much. I don't know why.
I know you do. I'm just using my case. I'm just going to use the top of
Perfectly fine.
this.
You could use a paper. You could use a plate. Anything ceramic or porcelain is really nice to use. And then I'm going to be using. I mentioned this a couple times. You do need some watercolor brushes. And then I'm going to be doing some details at the end. And I'm trying to make this well known. It's in the supplies list, and I did some little reels on this. But I love these pens, so I'm going to be using these for some details. But I also have some colored pencils nearby. I know Lucy likes to use colored pencils, and that's about it. I'll probably use a white for highlights because highlights are the best. And this is my go-to. This is my
Yeah.
go-to.
Can't do a painting like this without having some fun putting highlights in at the end.
Yes. So that's all she wrote. I'm ready to dive in. All right. If you're ready, let me know in the comments. Just say ready.
Hang on a minute. Now I'm too loud. The reason why I highlighted that is that last live that we did,
Yeah.
I was far too quiet.
Yeah. Maybe do the intermediate of what you were before.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit.
And thank you for letting us know.
Yes. Because I was wondering whether I'd made it too loud. So is that better?
All right. Let us know how the volume is. We won't proceed until you can hear everything. Okay. I got lots of ready.
I think I went a little bit overboard with turning my volume up after finding out it was too quiet last time.
Okay, cool.
Sounded good? Okay.
Great. Okay, great. Yeah, let us know.
We'd rather know that now and sort it out than go halfway through.
Then later. I know. Okay, amazing. No, so the supply list and the drawing lesson are all located in the free classroom over at awesomeartschool.com. So if you go right on the homepage of awesomeartschool.com, you can opt into the free classroom. It's called the Wee Fairy Watercolor Workshop. And all the information for everything that we're using here, the reference and the drawing lesson are all over there for you. And the replay is going to also be housed there as well. So all the good things. Okay. Woo. Marsha found us on YouTube. Awesome. Okay. Let's make well, that's wrong. Let's do this. Oh, let's take ourselves out, right? Should we do this? Do this?
Yes.
Which view is better? I like them to vote. Okay, ready? You're going to vote for A, or do you prefer B? Let us know if you want A big or B small, or a little bit farther out so you can see our palettes and such. Let us know. Is there a way to have ourselves in there little too? Oh. All right. Or should we do it all as a grid? Do you think we should all be in there, Lucy? Or should we do this? That's another.
I think it's up to our watchers, actually,
all right.
What they would like.
B is when they're both zoomed out. Okay. You probably don't need to see our faces. Do you like this one? This is C. Okay, ready? And then we'll start. I swear to God. So your choices are A, B, or C. Okay, sounds good. We'll take these out. All right, we'll just decide. There's too many. It feels like it's equal about both. literally ABC, ABC, ABC.
I know.
All right.
Okay.
So let's get moving.
Yeah. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you on a scrap piece of paper how you can mix some skin tones from this little palette here. Yeah. So this is just for anyone who's quite new to watercolors or new to mixing skin tones. Let's have a little refresher. Yeah. So
I am gonna hold on one second. I am gonna keep it in this view while we're mixing because you need to see the palette and the paints at the same time. Yeah. And you just do that in that tiny view. So when we get to painting, we can zoom in. Let's keep it like this for a moment. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I'm still gonna zoom in though.
Yeah.
A little bit too far away. So to make this palette's actually designed that you can make lots of different skin tones, to light ones to even darker ones because of these darker browns down here. But our fairy's got like a super cute pale skin tone with like a peachy tinge. So I'm going to take some of this yellow. So I'm going to mix the yellow and the red. So I'm going to take some of this yellow and then some of this paler red. And you can mix that in different varying proportions to get different kinds of a peachy tone. So that's quite an orange one. If I mix a bit more yellow in there, it's going to make a more yellowy one. And you can just play around with these until you get like a look that you like. Now, if you want to make it paler, all you have to do is add more water. So this is quite a watery mix here. And then it's giving me a much, much paler skin tone, which is what we're actually going to start off with. And then we'll get darker. And then you can actually start to play with these skin tones a little bit if you want. So you could see what it would look like if you used the yellow ochre, which is this color here, mixed with some of this red color. And you get a different kind of it's more like a brown, like a tanned one. You could mix that down with even more water and get a paler tone. So you could actually have fun with this palette, making lots and lots and lots of different kinds of skin tones just by adding different combinations of one of the yellows, so this one or this one, and then all of these like reds and browns. So this is like a much darker skin tone and so on. The blue is like a Payne's grey type blue color, also changes the skin tone. It makes it more olivey. So it's more like a cool brown. Can you see? So you can make loads and loads of combinations from that. You can also mix the white.
Ooh. I don't think I've ever used watercolor white.
Yeah, normally watercolor artists would be like, white? And so snobby about it. Like, you should never use white. But actually, for skin tone, it's super nice.
Yeah.
Because it makes it even paler.
So just to recap, I'm just going to recap real quick that Lucy right now is going to be mixing her skin tone. She's using the Cotman portrait set by Winsor Newton right now. And I'm going to be using just the woodland set, just so to clarify. So if you want to use the Cotman set and learn how to mix your skin tones, you can follow Lucy. And I'm going to be using just the woodland set and also mixing, but in a different way. So just wanted to catch anyone up in case you're late.
And all I was doing there was showing you how you could use different combinations of the colors in this palette to make different interesting different skin tones in like different darknesses and lightness, and also the kind of, you know, whether it's pinky or peachy and so on. Now we're going to start off our fairy by actually using this one that I mixed up here, which was the yellow and this bright red, it's like a scarlet red with the white. And it's making this really lovely pale skin tone, but I want to make it a little bit less intense. So I'm going to add another scoop of water to it, like this. Now, the thing that you have to remember when you're painting a watercolor face like this is that anything that you put down, so if you paint something on your page,
I'm going to bring your face in for a minute because it's super helpful to see your face as you're like teaching.
Okay. So if I put some paint on the page here, so imagine this was her skin, and then I tried to paint her eyes next to it. Because I've already put paint down that's wet, it's going to run, which is what we don't want. So we are starting off with just painting her skin tone, her skin, but we are going to leave her eyes and her mouth completely free. And then we'll go back and we'll paint them when the rest of it's dry. So I'm going to start off with just a wet brush that is clean. And I'm just going to put my wet brush over the whole of her face. And I want my paper to be kind of glistening wet, but not like super soaking wet.
While you do that, I'm going to also just add that, because I want to paint the same time as you.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a very simple mix of water, sand ridge from this woodland set, a lot of water, and just a touch, I think just a touch of the redwood to make a nice little skin tone using just the woodland set.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper just like you saw Lucy do, so I can test that first. Oh, that's lovely. Just a light.
It's always handy to give a little test if you've mixed a color up, yes, just to make sure that it is actually what you want. It's super handy to have little bits of scratch paper next to you. Scratch paper is such an American term. I wouldn't call it that in the UK.
Yeah, I never actually even heard it till I heard someone else say it first. So you're doing wet on wet, so you wet your paper first, and then you're
so I've wet my paper with my clean brush, and now I'm taking that super pale peachy color, which was the mix of the yellow and the red and some white and quite a lot of water, and I'm actually just going to drop that in, starting at her eyes. And the reason why I start at her eyes is that there's usually a darker shadow in there anyway.
If you're following me, I'm not doing wet on wet, I'm doing wet on dry, and I'm just going right on in.
Karen and I, if anyone's new to this club, will soon realize that we have very different approaches to our painting styles.
Yes, and we love that about each other, and I think our students and our members love it too, because you really understand that, first of all, there's not one only way to do anything, and two, the effects, it's just really neat to see kind of how they both blossom and grow, and they're both in time.
Every month we do our lessons based around a theme, and we both do lessons on the same theme, but it's incredible to see how different our themes turn out because of the different styles and methods that we've got.
So yeah, we're a little crazy.
I've painted pretty much all of her face, but I've not put any paint on that palest bits where we've got highlights. So like in her forehead and down the lightest part of her nose. There's less paint there. It's a super, super pale wash. Because I did wet on wet, the paint all kind of spread out and the wash is very light. So it's just the first layer and it's a super pale wash. Now I'm just going to paint in her ears because I missed that bit out and I'm always forgetting ears.
I always do too, yeah. And Denise said Karen's watercolor must be thinner in pigment. I just added a lot of water, Denise. I think the Cotmans and the Primas are about the same. They're the same.
Yeah, like, if you want a pale layer of paint, you just add more water. So the watercolors can be, 1 pan of watercolors can give you so many different effects because you can either have it with a little bit of water or a lot of water and you get much different tones of paint.
Yep. So I'm gonna go to my next move because I'm ready. And I actually want my
okay, because I'm just about ready for my next move as well. All so right. I'll let you do yours first and then I'll.
Perfect. So I just, did one swath over her whole face. So now if we look at the reference, you can see there's areas that are have a little bit more color to them. So I'm just
That's exactly what I was going to do, Karen.
So I'm going to make up just a little bit of a darker mix of what we just did. So for me, again, to keep things super, I'm just the easy peasy, super simple girl. So I just do whatever is the fastest and easiest kind of for whatever I'm doing. So I just, again, the colors I used are sand and the redwood. I think you could also use a little touch of cavern if you wanted to kind of see how that looked. Cavern is,
and I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm just doing my original mix, which was this yellow and this scarlet and some white, but I've got less water in there now. So it's this gorgeous peachy tone, but it's darker than the one that I put in before. And I'm going to start dropping that color in.
Yes. And I'm just going to start by putting it along, could actually be even a little bit lighter, add a little bit more water.
I'm starting around the cheeks. So I'm just putting some around the cheeks. And if your paper is still wet, it might just blend out.
Spread out a little bit more.
But if it isn't, what I like to do is take a second brush.
Yeah, that's a sneaky.
So I'm not cleaning off the paint. I've still got the paint on here. And I'm just spreading that out and giving her cute little rosy cheeks. She's got such cute little rosy cheeks.
It really does. And I'm going to wait on my rosy cheeks and I'm going to focus on this second darker skin tone shade. And I kind of see it around her eyes. I think for my cheeks, I'm going to do the next layer. Kind of want to make just do a second pass on this first. And also this will help re-wet my paper because I'm going to need my paper nice and wet in order to get those cheeks. So I'm going to go on their nose. I'm going to leave a little pocket in the center of the nose for right now.
I'm doing some of this rosy color on the nose as well.
Oh, I will do that as well, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. And then I'm just going to sweep along the cheeks. And again, I just added more. So you can see it just got darker all of a sudden. But we want the nose. Oh, she's so cute.
Yes.
And around the eyes. And if you get any hard lines, like these are creating some hard lines, just add more water right there and it'll erase them off completely.
I'm going to make a slightly darker color for some shadowing, but this time around I'm actually going to take this pinky peachy color and I'm going to add in, I think maybe one of these browns just to make it a little bit darker.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Who?
Well, we have a bit of a visitor.
Got my fairy
It's a real fairy.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it.
I actually forgot about Sean. I was like, who's coming in the room? And I was like, oh, I forgot. Look.
Sean, I'm sure male fairies don't have blue t-shirts on though.
It matches.
I'm sure they wear some kind of like weird leafy outfit.
She's not very nice. I thought you'd be welcoming to another fairy kind.
Nice antlers.
I know, aren't they so pretty?
You like them?
They're very, very cool. You're getting all nice. Look, everyone already knows Sean. They're like, hey, Sean. Sean's always coming by with some crazy outfit. Do you have a shirt? At least he has a shirt on this time. The last time he was just wearing naked with a net on. So that's good.
I know, that's why I'm so disappointed.
That makes more sense. Yeah. Where are your ears?
You really suit fairy wings, Sean.
Look at your ears. You did. Look.
Oh, wow. These are...
Their ears.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well,
all right.
I'm just
going to join the pointy ear brigade.
I know. You got to go because I got weird things drawing on my paper. Bye, Sean. That's hilarious. I have to say, he's all in. He's a good sport, that guy.
Right. I'm going to make my peachy color just a little bit darker. I'm actually using this medium brown, this middle one. I don't know what the color. This is burnt umber. This one. And I'm actually going to take a tiny touch, just not that much, but a tiny touch of this blue. And I'm going to swatch it out. Oh, perfect.
I have to say, so Sean came in at a bad time which he's actually renowned for. So I was kidding. I had all these hard, horrible lines forming on my watercolor. So you can fix that when that happens. So all I did is I squiggled a whole bunch of water. Okay. And I re-wetted that. It was like a super hard line. And then I lift it with my paper towel and it erases that entirely. Did you see that? I was like, oh, horrible things are happening. People give watercolor such a bad rap, but you can do a lot with them. Like way more than people say.
And actually, it's okay to have a bit of a harsh line.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this darker brown, just like Karen did with these like shadows around the eyes. This little darker area around the eyes. Did you do that already on yours, Karen?
I do not have the darker areas.
Oh.
Are you doing the little? I was gonna do the I was gonna use a little different color and not use the skin color because I see.
Isn't it funny how we do things in slightly different orders to each other?
We do. I haven't done I'm gonna do my cheeks now. So I'm gonna re-wet. Before I re-wet, I actually need to make my cheek color. So right now I've only been using Sand Ridge and the Cavern, and the cheeks have a little red in them, right? So I'm gonna add a little Foxberry from my woodland set. It's not like crazy though. I might just add it into the one I already have. Oh, that's way too dark. So I'm gonna add some water to my palette. I do need to add a little water to the face first because that way it will spread better. So I'm re-wetting my paper. If I had used 100% cotton, I wouldn't have to re-wet it, but I'm only using 25% cotton, so I need to add a little bit more water before the nose. Don't forget the nose.
The nose looks cute when it's pink.
So cute, pink. Mm-hmm. So now that all those places are wet, I'm going to do the lips too.
Are you? That's brave.
Because it's all kind of the same.
I'm still doing my little shadows. I'm doing a little one underneath the chin. Now, if you paint underneath the chin, you have to kind of be certain that your face, the paint where you put the skin tone on the face is dry, because otherwise this line would bleed up into the face. And then I've taken again my trusty second brush. I use the second brush for everything and blended that color out. And I'm needing to remix, and that's okay. And it's actually okay if when I remix my colors slightly different, because you wouldn't normally have like on a face like this exact same shade all the way around. So it doesn't matter if there's like a slightly pinker brown in one place and a slightly browner brown in the other.
Browner.
I'm just doing a little second layer on the ear.
Yes.
Just this like inside, because do you know what, Karen?
What?
I always forget the ears.
Ears. I know. I do too. I have absolutely been guilty of that as well. So my favorite way to do cheeks is like make the area really wet with water. And then you just take like a little dab. It's so satisfying. And you just boop right into your like your little puddle. And then you just kind of watch it expand. And if it's starting to be weird anywhere, you can just take your paper towel and it just lifts right off. Like her lips are way too wet. So I'm just going to just take my paper towel and it just like erases it. All right. So what are you doing? Her ears and her second?
I did her ears. I'm doing a little bit of a shadow just underneath where her lips are going to be. I'm not tackling her lips quite yet. Okay. I'm doing a little shadow there. And again, with my wet brush, I'm just going to spread that out a little bit. And then I'm just going to do a little shadow here underneath her nose.
Oh my God, her nose is just so cute. I can't get over it.
I know, it's the cutest nose. It really is.
I had a bunch of red, but then I realized it was getting too red. So that cavern is such a nice rusty
more
orange.
A peachy color, isn't it?
Love it. So I'm just dropping some of that in as well. And also, like Lucy, I always forget the ears. So I'm going to do that right now before I forget. And that's the same mix. It's like that. It's the original sand beige. And then I added in a little bit of the foxberry red and then the redwood and cavern. They're just gorgeous. And any kind of rusticy colors will all give you a similar.
Look at this gorgeous red in the Cotman set. It's actually kind of nice on its own, just to add in some little slightly darker red tones.
And this is where you kind of just let it do its weird thing, the watercolor. You kind of give it a touch. And then sometimes you don't know what it looks like until it's, you know, all dry. Oh, she's got a lot of shading under her chin as well.
I think for under her chin, I'm going to do some of the blue. So I'm just waiting for that to dry so that I can do the blue. I think the blue would be a nice cool shade underneath her chin.
I didn't realize too, she's got a bit of cheek that comes under and across almost to her nose. I'm going to add a little bit more there.
If you think that you've put too much paint down, having a second little wet paintbrush is always super handy for that as well, because you can just like lift it up if you put too much down. Right, I'm actually going to use
See, I disagree. Robbie Slater says watercolor is so unforgiving. I actually completely disagree. It's actually, you can do quite a lot to erase. So to erase, you can do what I was doing before, where you wet it, and then you just take a paper towel and you lift. You can blend very easily by just adding a little water. So you actually have a lot more control over it than people say. And then I think it's so common for people to sort of come down on watercolors like that. Like it's too hard or unforgiving. But I think like I don't think that's true. I think you're good. I think you can do a lot. Actually.
Yeah.
So I don't want anyone's attitude to get in the way of their success because you really can. You just need to learn what those things are and you really can do a lot.
There's just a few kind of basic rules for watercolor that make your life easier. Like, you know, not putting two colors next to each other if they're both still wet, if you don't want them to bleed into each other, things like that. And then once you know those basic rules, I think it's a really forgiving medium.
Yeah, I do too. I mess up all the time.
I mixed up some more of that peachy color. I actually used the yellow and the red and the yellow ochre and some white. And I'm going to do a first layer on her lips because I'm still not done her lips.
All right. Well, I'll do her lips more with you. So I'm going to use this red. This redwood is really like perfect. And I'm still working from just my one same puddle. Like I'm just using it for everything. It's kind of nice. So.
Well, I just did a base layer. And I'm actually going to put the white highlights back in afterwards. But you can just take a damp brush and just lift up little bits of the paint just in that bottom middle bit of the lip if you want to lighten it.
Sure. I'm going to do my lip too. And then also, when our lips are done, let's take a pause for a second.
Because I think these layers need to dry before we go into the eyes and things, don't they?
Yes. But also, we just had a new annual member sign up, and there's Yes, and there's a huge bonus that we have going on right now that I thought would be we should mention because it's huge. So I'll show, and we have a little show and tell too, because we have some good perks for new annual members. But before we pause, I'm just popping the same lip color actually in the ear. Around
I'm just taking this slightly darker red and I'm going to mix it in with a little bit of blue to make it more of a mauvey color.
I'm using this same lip color and the ears and the cheeks and the lips and the nose. Same color, just popping it everywhere.
And I'm going to put that kind of along the central line of these lips.
I'm actually also going to use it for her eyebrows. She has color eyebrows a bit. Yep. And then, we need these to dry. So
I'm actually going to use a pen for the eyebrows, I think.
I'm going to also use a pen, but I'm going to do a base in the watercolor.
I maybe do a base color as well then.
That way it doesn't look so stark, like these are made out of pen. You know what I mean? It gives it like a little bit of a base. And I'm also going to ring around her eyes as well. And we're not done ringing
out my darker color on my lips here. You're able to zoom in a lot more than me. I think I need to get a podium to work on.
Or just a stack of books you can pop them.
I'm a little bit too far away from the
All right. So I have to mention this book thing because it's so crazy. But again, this was a little harsh, so I just added some water to smooth it out.
That's better, isn't it?
Do that. Add some water here to smooth that out. This is a bit clunky, so I'm just going to add water. Again, now you can erase. You just take your water, squiggle, fix it up. Water. Do a little squiggle. Water. Water is your eraser for watercolors.
Right. I actually just mixed in some more brown with my lip color for the eyebrows.
So, let's pause. Let's pause while we let that dry, and we'll answer some questions. There's some questions coming in. So I'm going to add us back in, and we can answer all of these questions. And now we are, I'm under myself, and Lucy's under herself. So we'll let these dry. let's answer some of these art supply questions.
Mhm.
So ask your questions now. And while you do that, I just want to do a huge shout out, huge welcome to Natalia Chavez.
Oh, welcome, Natalia.
She just joined as a new annual member. And I have to, because check this
Oh,
out.
you got a special prize then, special present.
Huge prize if you're joining us annually. Not only do you get 2 months free, but we are going to mail you today. We're mailing you 3 paperback books and my favorite art supply of all time, which is this Copic White, which I'm also bringing to Lucy when I see her in September. She's like, I need those. Okay. So I'm going to mail you out one of these. I'm also going to mail you out a lesson tracker. We have 260 lessons already in the Celtic Collective, and we add 2 to 8 more every month. So this helps you keep track of where you are. Lucy and I are also authors. I don't know if you know that, but we published this book last year. This is how to draw and paint magical mythical creatures. And these are all lessons. We're going to mail you that as well. And we're also going to mail you this Celtic Collection book. And this is a book that Lucy and I curated. It actually has 300 royalty-free fantasy-inspired photos that you can use. And we do use these for our lessons as well. So we're going to mail you those 3 books, my favorite art supply in the whole wide world, and you get 2 months free. And you don't even need a coupon. That's if anyone joins annual by the end of the day today, by midnight, we're going to mail those same gifts to you. So welcome, Natalia. And now let's answer questions. Boop. So someone was asking, when we shade, do we use the red or the brown? So I haven't deviated from my colors once yet. So I've used Sand Ridge. That was like the main base color. And then I added a little bit of the redwood, for my second layer. So the first layer was Sand Ridge and redwood, which is just like the same burnt orange that Lucy has in her Cotman set. Mm-hmm. And then the darker color just has a little bit of cavern in it. But these are like kind of the same with just less water. So the more water you add, the more diluted it is, right? And then the more pigment you have, less water, the stronger it is. So it's those combination of these 3 colors. And then I added a little bit of the foxberry red for the cheeks. So that's more of a red, right? What colors did you?
And I did this very similar, but I had from this Cotman set, I was using a combination for the base skin tone. I was using a combination of this yellow, cadmium red. It's like a scarlet red, and some of the white. And then to make that darker, I mixed that with less water. And then to make the shading, I mixed it with some burnt umber. And in some places, I put a tiny little bit of indigo, this blue, in just to make my brown a little bit of a cooler brown. For the nose and the cheeks, I mixed in my base color, which was these 2 with the white, and then I added in a bit more of the scarlet, either the scarlet or this rose, which is another red color. So you can just mix any combination of these to make different kinds of skin tones. And then if you want them darker, you add less water and more pigment from your palette.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I also have to add that, like, there's so much wiggle room and leeway with watercolors also, because see how Lucy has a little bit more red and dark tones, and mine is a little bit more skewed towards yellow and orange, but like they both read the same, right? Like it doesn't, you could do kind of like any combination of these and very different combinations. And as long as it reads like a face, like their cheeks are darker than the rest, everyone understands like, hey, those are cheeks. So don't get too bogged down in like being exact. If yours is a little more brown, a little more red, a little more orange or yellow, like it's actually all fine.
And like I said at the beginning, you could actually choose to do yours all in like different shades of blue because you might have a blue fairy. It doesn't have to be the skin tones.
Exactly. So yeah, it's kind of all good. This is also, by the way, we are like in the ugly stage right now. So I see a lot of comments that are like, you know, oh, my pencil's too dark, and like, oh, my shade is too blank, or like, oh, like a lot of people are right at this stage are drawn to all the things that are wrong with it. But my friends, like, we're not even at the point where you should be assessing anything. Like, I don't even pay attention to anything right now. We're in the you're in the middle of the ugly phase, and all projects have an ugly phase. You just say hey to it. You're like, oh, what's up? Wow, that looks super bad. Oh, well. And you have to keep going.
You have to push on through your ugly stage. Yeah.
Disregard anything that's not perfect right now, guys. We are in the middle. We are in the messy middle, and it's all good. And it's if you're not going through an ugly phase, I don't even know that you're even doing art. Like it's like you can't not go through an ugly phase. So don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention to it. Just be like, I mean, I just usually laugh because I'm like, oh my God, like this, you know, like
you have to trust that it's gonna not look like this at the end.
Yes. Yeah, and it won't. Trust me. Mine doesn't come through until I'm like at point like 98% done. And then it's like those last 2%.
It's when I'm putting in the eyelashes and the eyelashes and the pupils and the little white dots in the pupils, and I go, oh my goodness, I like it now.
It's like the last 2%. And we're at like the 38% right now. So don't pay any attention to your girl right now. Just keep your head down and keep working with us. Just follow us. Okay. So yeah, little attitude adjustment hour. We can do this. You're fine. We're practically just getting started. Okay. So mine is, you know, I think I'm good to go to the next step, which for me, and then you can let us know where you're going to be. I'm going to take a gray shade and I'm going to put it in the eyelid creases because that's what I'm really seeing right here is a little bit of that gray. So for me, I think I'm going to mix. I mean, I could just straight up grab the gray stone and just do it straight from there. I don't need to even mix anything and put it in the eyelid crease. What are you going to do next, Lucy?
I'll do that as well, actually. I was going to do the freckles and then start in the eyes, but I think it's easier if we're both working on the same thing.
It probably.
So I'm going to do that as well. I wanted to add in a little bit of a bluey shade around the eye, and I'm actually just going to use this indigo and have it really watered down and make a little bit of a blue shadow around the eye because I think that it will really enhance her. I'm also going to put that underneath the neck a bit as well.
That's a good call. I do see it's so faint on my copy, but yes, there is like a ring of like super pale blue gray around both of her eyes.
Here comes the doggy to say hi.
Hi, Miso. And then I'll do her neck. I think I'm going to do her neck the same time I do her hair because it's the same color. I missed his little face.
He's a third member of the Celtic Collective.
All right.
Steph is asking what I use for highlights because she can't find Copic in the UK. Yeah, I can't find Copic in the UK either. That's why Karen is bringing some over to me when it comes to visit in September. I used Peach Martin Bleed Proof White, or I just also bought an white ink by Kuretake. It's like a white, super white ink, or you can use white gel pen, white gouache, white acrylic ink. Any of those work. I
thought you loved Peach. Dr. Peach Martin has a nice
Peach
one.
Martin's Bleed Proof White is the one that I would probably choose, although I quite like this Kuretake one as well.
So I'm doing like the palest gray shade in the world.
Yeah, I've got really, really watered down blue. And you want to do this on top of paint that is already dried, because if you don't, it's going to mix and become like a little bit muddy. So we want to have this as like a glaze, it's called in watercolor, when you have one color on top of another that is quite see-through and just gives like an extra dimension to it, but you can still see a bit of the color below.
Oh, welcome, Sue Spears, to the Celtic Collective. Amazing, Sue.
So she's
welcome.
now looking a little bit like she's got a black eye situation going on, but trust us, when she's got her pretty eyelashes, she's gonna look so much better.
She will. I also just noticed, I'm looking really closely at the reference, and I also noticed like around her nose, she has a super light gray.
She does.
Shadow as well. So I'm actually going to add that now too. So it's like around the eyes, super, super light, under the nose, and then also under the lips.
Yeah.
So
I'm just washing down my indigo, making it really watery and doing that as a shadow, which is why I think they included this color in this skin tone set, because it's really handy for making these little shadows in the face.
These guys are adorable. I see all your little comments of love in the comment section, you guys.
I'm also going to put a little bit of that blue up here as a shadow where her hairline is. Just a little bit.
I'm going to embolden myself to add some on her neck. Starting now.
Do it, Karen. Be bold.
You know it.
Karen's
but there's a lot more.
I'm the one that like tiptoes around my painting.
This is just phase one of the neck. The neck actually has a lot going on to it. We're getting quite sophisticated in our shading today.
We are.
Oh, you know where else I'm going to put this very light gray? Almost blue. I'm actually going to put it I'm going to run it along the top of the whole eye, like inside the eye.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. I'm going to do that as well.
And on both sides. And I know that can freak people out, but it's really, you have a really natural shadow there.
Well, actually, the whites of the eyes
are not white.
Completely white.
So. I know, that too. And you can put it on after the color too, but I like to kind of do it before.
Yeah.
All right. And now I'm going to use a much darker gray, like this shadow. Oh, hi, Dawn. Dawn is right on schedule, but we're a little behind, Dawn. I'm sorry. If you don't mind hanging out. Our guests have arrived.
Oh, yeah, we're not there yet.
It's okay. But hang out there. Ooh, it's very dark. That's way too dark. So I'm just going to add water to just my brush and then brush water over it.
Oh, to do the creases?
Yeah.
I can't do them yet because my paint is still wet there. And if I put that dark color down now, it's just going to bleed and blend. So I'm kind of just letting that dry a little bit before I do it.
Yeah. Being rushy.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take a damp brush and just make the area around the cheeks and the nose damp, like this. And then I don't want it too wet. I just want it a little bit damp. And then I'm going to take some of these like browns and peaches. Doesn't really matter what color combination you use. Oh, that's far too much blue though. I know. And I'm going to very gently and carefully drop in some little freckles. And because I made my paper wet, they're spreading out a little bit. Now you don't want your paper super, super wet. Oh, it's actually started drying on the nose there. You want it just a little bit damp. And if you find that it's too much, like Karen said earlier, you can just take a paper towel and just dab it to make it lighter. And it's almost like making super, super light freckles. And then you can kind of just get a little bit darker as the paper starts to dry and it spreads out a little bit less.
Yeah, I'm just running my gray along the tops of the eyes. This is like a bit of a hot mess right there, but I'm just ignoring it. It's cute. And then she also kind of has it like under the lashes. It's a little dark. I think you had run your dark areas under your eyes, I think early.
I did. I put some underneath the eyes.
I'm just catching up to that part now.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for that to dry before I start painting in the pupils and the the irises. Sorry, I always mix up pupils and irises. The irises.
I've fixed mine 3 times now because I was too impatient and I didn't wait for my layers to dry. It's all right. We got there. Better late than never.
I wonder if I can get my camera just a little bit lower.
All right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Just mine looks really far away compared to yours. Is that better? That's better.
Oh,
look at
so
that.
Cute.
That's better. Right. You want to wait if you've painted around your eyes. You want to wait until it's at least like 60% dry before you start putting in the smaller details and things, because otherwise that color is just gonna bleed. Can everyone see my cute freckles?
Oh my God, they're so cute.
I love putting freckles in.
So cute.
This one's a little bit dark though, so let's get rid of that one. So I'm just putting some water and then my scrunched up paper towel. Look, watercolors are so forgiving. You can erase them and everything. Yeah, have you ever seen these magic erasers for watercolor?
Yes, I have some.
They're super handy.
Yeah.
I've got one here.
I'm gonna do a glaze.
So this is called a magic eraser, and it's it's like a little spongy thing, and you can actually dip it in water, and it will. I don't really want to erase anything on this picture. It will erase away your watercolors. Actually, just lifts it up. It is. It's amazing.
It is. Yeah. Oh, as for the coupon OMG is 75% off the first month. The reason we don't use it on the annual is that the annual plan already gets 2 months totally free. And then you also get these 3 books mailed to you in the mail. And you also get my favorite art supply. So the annual has its own set of bonuses. So yes, they're quite different. I'm going to do a glaze. I kind of love to do this sometimes. Like I want to put, you see how in the reference, there's like a bit of just this like faint kind of orangey, kind of looks like a glaze. I don't really need to do this, but I might do it anyways because I just talked about it. But I like to sometimes just take a flat brush. If I have like the overall skin tone color like wrong or not quite right, sometimes I'll just make a really thin water down and I'll just honestly like just coat the whole face with it.
Oh, nice. I like that idea.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's very fast and it kind of can do like a really quick way to do like a color adjustment. If you're like, oh my God, it's leaning.
Like a filter.
Exactly, like a filter. So I would just do like a really watered down whatever it is I wanted to do. I like to use a flat brush because I want to like try to cover as much as I can. It's kind of like you would use markers, you know? And you can like swipe it lovingly, and it also can help blend your colors together. And it also it gives it like
just
a
so
glow.
interesting because I'm learning, because I never would do that, and it's so interesting to see. I'm going to try that out sometime. That's such a cool idea.
It just gives it like a glow. It's really kind of neat. And sometimes too, like you just need something that like pulls all of those lines together. You have some irregularities in your paint strokes, and that kind of like 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 kind of sucks them all together a little bit better. So I'm gonna let that dry. Oh, and actually, yes, I am going to. I'm gonna let that dry because I want her freckles. I want to do the freckles with like spraying with a paintbrush. Is that too crazy?
No, that's another way of doing it. So that's like a cool to sort of learn two different ways. That's totally the second way that I would have done it.
Okay, I'll try that. I don't know if it's too wet. It might be a disaster. But I'm gonna use like this.
I'll wait until you've done that, and then I'm gonna start painting in the irises. But I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for you because I think it's possibly a little bit too confusing. If
yeah, that didn't go so well. The problem is you can have like a wild card, like I just get, where you don't have any control about where they go. Oh, that's okay. I just like do what you did, which is when you take the stray ones and then you just lift them with your
just lift them if you don't like them.
Oh, that actually worked really well.
I think that a couple of blue freckles would look super cute.
I know. Oh, there we go. I wanted to spread them like across her face. So this is just a wet paintbrush with watered down mix. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, yes. Thank you, Margot. Yeah, that triple book bonus and the 75%, they both expire midnight tonight. So now is the best savings time.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited about this. Ooh. Let me see.
Are you gonna do? I'm gonna do the irises next.
Okay, I'll do them with you at the same time,
and then I'll be ready to move on and do the.
Okay. Oh my god, this palette was made for this project. Like these are the exact colors. I'm just gonna straight up look at Pond. Have you ever seen such a pretty color in your whole life?
Oh, that's the Woodlands palette is one of my favorite because I love Foxberry. I think it's just the most amazing color.
Oh yeah, me too. So I'm gonna zoom way in now. Oh, I already was apparently. So you want to make sure
how versatile this little palette is. How many different colors you can get out of it.
Yes.
And there's just something so cute about little mini palettes, isn't there?
I'm using straight up Pond. I'm not even going to mix it. You could mix it with some blue.
For the eyes, I'm just, because I'm limiting myself to this skin tone palette, I'm going to use some of this indigo, and I just cleaned off my paints just so that it was easier for us to follow along. I'm going to take some of the indigo, and I'm actually going to mix just a little bit of yellow just to give it a little bit of a greeny tinge. Okay, like this. So it's like almost like a smoky bluishy green.
I'm obsessed with her freckles. The freckles are so cute. I'm dying right now.
I'm going to paint all the way along the outside line of her eye. And then I'm going to paint the iris, starting off dark at the top. And then I'm taking a smaller brush, if anyone noticed. And then I'm going to wash it out. And then I'm just going to spread this down so it's lighter down here at the bottom.
You know what I like to do? I like to paint the whole eye and then I will lift.
Oh, yeah.
the pigment out of the bottom. I think it's really pretty when the bottom is like the white of the paper almost. And
That's
then
what I just did exactly, but I did it a slightly different method.
yeah. So there you go. Again, 2 different ways to do the same effect.
Yeah.
I think it looks so pretty.
It does. It looks so nice when the top of the iris is a darker color.
Yes, yes,
And then
yes.
it gets lighter towards the bottom.
Yes.
So Karen did it by lifting, and I did it by washing my brush out and dragging the paint down so that it's peeler towards the bottom.
Yep.
And notice neither of us have done the pupils yet. I'm just going to use my Pentel brush pen for my pupils.
Yes. I usually actually it's easier. I don't even avoid them. I just paint the whole eyes if there were no pupils. That way you get like a nice consistent. It's just a little bit less stressful for me. And then you just fill in the eyes afterwards.
Right. I'm also going to take that blue color and I'm going to paint a little bit of a darker color around the outside and the inside corners of the eye.
Do that too.
Are you just going to do that too?
Yes. I'm kind of taking that same colors and I'm just running it around. Yep, the top ring and the bottom. And the cool part about also having so much color in the white of the eye is that then when you add highlights, they like bounce.
Yes.
Off the top of the page. Oh, Ellen and Paul are here. This is
so I'm just with my damp brush, I'm just spreading that out again just to soften it a little bit.
And so John and Paul, we can see you, but no one else can see you yet. So thank you for coming early. Hopefully they can still hear us.
Okay.
All right. Mine looks like a little cray-cray, but I know again that it'll be fun.
Looking cute.
She's a little murky in her eyes, but I'm just going to use my highlights to fix that in the end.
Yeah.
No worries. Again, this is like the messy middle. So I'm ready to go dive into blues. I'm ready.
Me too. I'm ready for hair. Hair
and neck. And yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to use a large brush for the hair so I can do like nice sweepy hair strokes nice and quickly. And I'm going to just take this indigo again. And I'm just going to mix it fairly watery at the moment.
So Dawn, to answer your question, we are using Polina Brights, but the brush size is really arbitrary, to be honest. You should use a brush size that makes sense for the scale of your drawing. So we are both working rather large. So I used everything so far from 1, 0, 1, and 2, and then I might use 3 for her hair. So all of them, all the sizes. To answer your question, this is the big. What size are you doing right now, Lucy, for her hair?
This is a size 2, so it's like the second largest.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I'm just gonna sweep that over the whole thing as like a first layer.
Ooh, and I'm gonna do the same thing, but with mist. Yes, this is still a round brush.
So I don't want it to be too dark at this point because I do want to put in a slightly darker layer.
This color. I'm gonna do. Are you gonna do a darker color on top?
Yes.
Like at the edge, like at the tips and roots kind of thing?
Yes.
I'll follow you and do that as well. It's so satisfying. All right, so I'm going to do the hair the same way that Lucy's doing it. So again, solid. Doesn't matter what. Oh, I just colored in. Whoops. That was not supposed to be her hair. Oh, well, too late now, friends.
This eye looks so much different from this one. Oh, well.
Ooh.
Oh, well, still in now.
Now, friends.
I know. While I'm there, I'm going to just take this blue while I'm waiting, because I want to do another layer on here, but I want it to dry first. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to mix up. I'm going to mix up like a greeny color again. And then make a super, super light one here.
Yeah. We're just still using rounds. These are both round brushes.
And I'm just going to do like a nice kind of quick scooshy.
Oh, I want to do a scooshy with you.
I'm just doing a little scooshy background.
Wait, let me catch up. I want to scoosh.
You got FOMO?
Don't scoosh without me. Wait. Scooshy is the most fun.
I'm just doing a little scooshy background.
Are you faster than me right now? What is happening?
Oh my God.
That's a first. I'm so impressed.
That never happens.
I know. I'm like, wait.
What colors were those that Lucy mixed? It was just the indigo blue and the yellow to make like a grenishy tone. And like limiting myself to the skin tone palette. So even though I could go into the woodlands, I'm not. I'm challenging myself to do the whole thing from this skin tone palette.
And welcome Doreen Strachan and Eve Bradford, who are.
And then look at this. Look at what I'm going to do next. I'm going to make you so jealous, Karen, that you're not caught up to me.
I know. I'm just fiddling with her hair. I've never fiddled with anything before.
Come on, get it together. Right, I've mixed more green, and I'm gonna do some of these. I'm gonna take my second brush and I'm doing some more dots, some more.
Okay.
Little.
I'm gonna catch up to you, and then afterwards, and before we do the next level, we had some questions coming in about if we could explain a little bit of the backstory about the Celtic Collective.
Ooh.
Like how that started. That would be fun. And we can do that while this dries, because we'll need to wait for all this to dry.
Yeah. I'm also going to do the first layer of like the headscarf with that green color.
Okay. So I'm catching up to Lucy. So she just did a bunch of wet on wet. I actually
am ahead of Karen.
I know. I'm going to use my mop brush and I'm going to get this all wet. So to do the squidgy that Lucy was doing, you need your paper to be nice, really like nice and wet. And then you can.
I didn't though. I actually just put it on dry paper. I just did it super quickly.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do mine wet on wet.
I think it probably would be better wet on wet. I was just actually being really impatient.
What? Who are you right now?
I know. It's like we've switched. It's like one of those magical films where people switch bodies.
Oh no, except I didn't plan ahead what color I was going to use. What? I guess I'll use this deep moss. And then that can also become the color that I can use in her headband. All right, so this is all nice and wet right now. So while it's wet, I'm doing the scudgy part. Lucy was doing. Ooh, and I'm also going to go into, she's got a really, really super dark shading under her neck. It's a little harder with the mop because it's so fat. It's really sunny, but see how because it's wet, then it scudges a lot. And then I'll probably use that as the color for her, her head wrap. Although they're very close. I'm not sure if they're far enough apart.
Susan says if you use a cotton swab dipped in alcohol on the background to make dots, it makes little glowy orbs. Oh, I think you could actually even just do that with water, Susan, but I have got some rubbing alcohol here.
Oh, now I'm obsessed with this background. Yes, please. Yes, please, background all day long.
I thought I did, but I don't have it.
You know what else would be pretty in this background?
What? Some flowers?
Yeah. Or even to like go over and, some browns, like get in some of the like more
Like the redishy brown tones.
Yeah. Not really any of these palettes. That's what I love these palettes is they're picked out to look well together, so you don't have to think. So I'm just adding some of this. Actually, just looks
I'm gonna do that too.
Kind of mud at the moment, but just wiggling my big fat brush around.
Squishing. You're squishing.
And
I'm going to do that too. I'm taking a little bit of this brown.
All right. So we'll take a break because we need to let our paper dry. We'll take a break.
We're not actually going anywhere. We're just taking a break from painting.
No, we'll just, thank you. We're just taking a break to let our papers dry.
I'm just going to grab some clean water. Hang on.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then while we do that, we also we thought we'd talk about the Celtic Collective a little bit. And we actually have some members that are waiting into the wings in case anyone has questions. But we might save those for the end. So we don't forget to do the whole painting. They are going to show you some of their work. Do I want to do that same green for her head wrap? I kind of love, I think I'm going to mix that yellow and that deep moss. Again, just Woodlands palette stuff here. Ooh, my God, that's so satisfying.
The Woodlands palette has really good colors in it. Yes, oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
It is like Hooker's green. Thank you for being patient, Ellen and Dawn. I'm going to actually leave the middle of mine kind of white as like a highlight.
I'm just going to put my highlights back in.
I should have done that with the hair as well, but alas, I did not. I'm going to also, while I have that mixed, I'm going to juju it in my background down here because it's so yummy. All right, so I need to wait.
Look at our fairies look. They look so different.
So different, I know. All right, let's take a break and we need to let our papers dry.
Yep.
And we won't make it too long because we want to finish it. So we'll take a break while our papers are drying. We'll talk about the club, and then we'll finish. And then our club members can come on in case anyone has questions for them that we might not be able to answer.
Okay.
So the Celtic Collective, and this is the whole reason we're painting together today, is it's our 3rd birthday. We founded the Celtic Collective back in 2021. We were in the middle of COVID still, and Lucy and I had kicked off this ridiculous podcast in 2020 to amuse ourselves during COVID. And it's called the One Scot, One Not podcast. It was completely ridiculous. And we were having so much fun, but we were talking about fairies in Scotland. Lucy lives in Scotland. I'm obsessed with Scotland. I'm buying a house there tomorrow if I can help it. And we were let's, instead of talking about it all the time, why don't we have an art club? We both had art clubs already. Yeah. That's just this genre, just the fantasy genre.
Because we're both obsessed with it. We're both obsessed with fairies and fantasy and kelpies and selkies and unicorns and everything.
Mermaids and castles.
We're why don't we make a club with it? That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other people out there that are just as obsessed as we are.
Yes, exactly. So we founded the club, and it was a huge hit. And it turns out there's a lot of nerds like us who love mythical creatures and talking about all things mystical and magical and fantasy. And so that's how it originated. And for up until about 2 months ago, we also always had a wait list to get in. You couldn't just sign up whenever you wanted to. We had to wait. We didn't have the back end infrastructure to support people just coming in as they please. But we do now. We've worked so hard over the years, and now we can. So if you would like to come, we've also never discounted this before. We've never discounted.
Yeah, this is the first time ever.
Before July ever. Yeah. So this is a really crazy opportunity that you can not only get it 75% off. We never even had a 1% off before July. Yeah. Not one time.
Like,
you
this is the
can
first
get
time
in.
we've ever had a discount.
It's really crazy. So yeah, so the monthly, if you want to just try it, you can join for $8, which is crazy because we have a backlog of 260 full-length, real-time fantasy themed lessons for you to finish, like at your leisure. We
And they're
also
for different, like, there's different levels, there's different lengths of lesson. There's like full length lessons. There's like, if you just want a super quick fun 15 minutes of drawing, there's that. If you're a beginner, there's beginner lessons. If you're more advanced, there's more advanced lessons. So there's really something for everyone.
Yes. And we teach the mediums that we teach are watercolor. Just gonna bust out my Japanese fan real quick. Are watercolor, gouache, alcohol markers,
Tone paper.
inks, yep, inks, and then drawing on tone paper. So every lesson we'll teach the drawing part, and for the most part, I don't think I only have one lesson that I don't teach the drawing part. We just dive in. And then we have the coloring in one of those mediums. And we also do monthly lives. We do like this exact thing, but we do it in the club every month of the whole year. So
for club members.
Just for club members. Yeah. So
which are also recorded, so you can watch them back afterwards if you want, if you can't be there for the live. So we always record them and then keep them in the classroom so that you can come back to them at any time. So it's like an additional lesson, but then you get the advantage of coming in live and being able to ask us questions. And
yes. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, we have a lot of our members are here hanging out with us today. You know what else we could do while this dries, because my paper is soaking wet?
Just some examples.
Yeah, let's show some examples of what else we've done. So here's one of, I just have this. This is like an alcohol marker one that we've done. We love alcohol markers.
Let me grab some.
I know, right? Here's some. This is one we did together live just a couple months ago.
I've got one of her here. Luke.
So there's see how different they are.
Yeah, they're kind of similar but different.
Yep. So that's another one we've done.
That was a live lesson.
We also have
this is our most recent live lesson. We just did little.
Oh yeah, we did our little
magical mushrooms.
Gouache.
And our latest lessons, which are coming up
on the 7th.
The skin tone ones, are they the ones coming up?
Yeah.
We've got skin tones in alcohol markers.
Yes.
So different skin tones in alcohol markers. Karen's done some, and I've done some.
Yep.
Oh, and I like your witchy. Here's another evil witch from me. Here's my.
We do some dark stuff too because it's fun. So we have a kind of we did good fairy kings and queens in I think April, and then we did evil fairy kings and queens.
Yes.
After that, so we
there were my super cheesy good fairy kings and queens. I thought they were so cheesy.
Oh, hilarious. Where's mine?
Look at their smiles. They're super cheesy.
Oh,
this is an alcohol markers.
Yeah. This is my favorite alcohol marker one, I think, of all time, my Gothic Angel. I think she's number one.
Really? She is gorgeous.
I love her. And I also did her a face, and this is all inks. So that's what I like to teach as well. So inks are like watercolors on steroids. They're like so intense and crazy, and I love them. So she was done in inks. She's one of my all-time favorites.
I like to do a lot of gouache, although recently Karen turned me over to the dark side of alcohol markers, and I'm a little bit obsessed with them. But I do like to do a lot of gouache. I really love this witchy girl with she's like a forest witch with like a funky hat. And This is watercolors, actually. She's watercolors.
I'm obsessed with that one. Look at her. She's so gorgeous.
Yeah. Was that a live lesson or was that
No, that was pre-recorded. So Lucy and I both give you new lessons every month. So we record them separately. So you get like our own different ways to do the watercolors with a different theme every month. I'm obsessed with your girls. Let's just
This is my favorite one, almost I think ever.
Your guys.
I actually managed to paint a hot guy. I think he's quite hot. He's kind of hot. He's like maybe a little bit of a douchebag, actually. He's like a hot douchebag. I can't imagine he would actually be like, if anyone else is totally into reading these fantasy fairy romances like I am at the moment, he's like the one that you think is the hot one, but actually ends up being like the douchebag. Whereas like, you know, the guy you think is really awful ends up being your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I just loved his hot blue hair.
Yep. I love doing the guys. I gotta say, I love doing the guys. Like this wizard, I am obsessed with that dude. And using, I love to do, I'm like a scaredy cat when it comes to gouache. So I use gouache to like set off my inks and watercolors. So this is like a matte, flat gouache background, just plain blue, because that's how fancy I get with gouache.
Yeah, look at the way that you've done the lighting on the face. Like, it's so
glowing.
Amazing,
it's glowing.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Totally magical with all that.
Susan Curtin just joined for 75% off. Welcome, Susan.
Oh, welcome, Susan.
This is another one where the same technique where I use ink on the face and gouache everywhere else. And again, it's like,
I love it.
Accentuates that glow. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the combo.
Yeah. Here's another little markers lesson. Do you remember this little rainbow unicorn?
Oh my God, yes.
So we don't just do people, we do like magical creatures. Look, Karen's got a unicorn. Yes. We do magical creatures as well. We do like evil people, evil fairies and good fairies, and then magical creatures. Mm-hmm. So here's my little baby rainbow unicorn.
He's a little grumpy baby. Another thing, I know, another thing, and we'll wrap this up. My paper is like still buckled. Another thing that we do that it's probably a member favorite is that we do deep dives on current and not current fantasy artists. So in this case, we were studying Kevin Keel. So I reached out to him over Instagram and I was like, hey, we want to deep dive you. Can we use your finished works and copy them and teach them to our members, and then teach those techniques to use our own like unique one of a kind projects as well. And so far everyone has said yes. They're so open to it. They're like, thank you so much for asking. So this was a month we did on Kevin Keel, and of course we got super carried away. So we both did like 4 like very involved Kevin Keel inspired projects, but we love tone paper and he's like a tone paper genius. So we do a deep dive. We do artist deep dives every few months.
Yeah. So this was the Kevin Keel copy, if you like to say. This was the one where I was taking from his actual art. Mm-hmm. So he does have a drawing of this girl. And then this one was like my Kevin Keel inspired from a photograph. So I used a reference that wasn't Kevin Keel's, but used the methods that we'd learned from looking at Kevin Keel's work to do this art in the same style.
Mm-hmm. It's super awesome.
We've done that with other fairy fantasy artists. Amy Brown, Brian Froud, like a few different fantasy artists that we've looked at, I think.
Yeah, Anne Stokes, Jean-Paul Baptiste, blah, 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 more and more. All right, we'll get back to our painting. I'm just going to end this by saying, our sneak peeks by saying, The benefit of signing up too is that you're also become a club member of all the awesome art schools. So I also run 2 other art clubs, and on occasion I'll release bonuses that are like cross club bonuses. So like we were doing Speakeasy Girls in my mixed media club, and I gave this as a bonus that everyone got as well. So like our Celtic Collective members could also do this Speakeasy Showgirl, even though it's nothing to do with the Celtic Collective. So you get little add-on bonuses like that as well, just for being a member of Awesome Art School. So just to recap, the 2 deals that we have going on are the monthly, which you can join for $8. You get everything for $8. You also get like even the monthly members for $8. You get like my ebook version of the Skin Tone Secrets. You get this digital. Oh, my glasses. You get a digital version of the Celtic Collective, so you can download any of those. And then the new members for annual, our triple book bundle is only good for today. If you sign up for an annual membership, you get all 3 books mailed to you in the mail, as well as my favorite Copic white, which I'll be using in just a second to dry this piece to add highlights to her. So did I forget everything? And we have 2 members waiting so patiently in the wings who are going to answer questions.
No, thank you guys for being so patient. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We've got 1 more layer of watercolors, and then our
details, and then questions,
eyelashes and highlights, and then we are good to go.
Yes. All right. So my paper is dry, so I think we can finally go with our final layers.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a darker layer of that blue.
Are you doing the hair?
If you look at the reference photo, there's like loads of tiny little details in this here, which you could fiddle with for hours if you wanted, but I'm not going to.
All right, so you're doing her hair right now, right?
Yeah, I'm doing her hair, and I'm mixing up a darker blue, and I'm actually going to take, you could just use your normal brush, but I'm actually going to be fancy.
Oh.
I'm going to take my rigger brush.
I want to see how you're going to do yours.
Are you going to copy me?
Maybe.
I hope I don't mess it up then.
While you do that, I need to actually make more of a shadow.
Do you know what I'm going to do this time, Karen? I'm actually not going to overthink it because with the reference, mine's is printed in black and white. Sorry, guys, my color printer's dead. There's like loads of different like lines that cross over and stuff here. I am not going to go into that for this video because that would be super boring to watch. But I've got this rigger brush. It's a Polina Bright. It's just a longer, thinner brush. But if you don't have one of those, just use a regular watercolor brush. And I'm just taking that darker blue, and I'm going to do some extra lines in her hair. I'm actually going to start off by doing a bit of a darker
just to like differentiate the strands.
Yeah, just to differentiate the strands a bit. So I'm actually going to try and not overthink it.
Oh, welcome, Adriana. That's so exciting. We will not let you down. Celtic Collective is a blast. All right, I'm going to do something similar.
So I'm going to do them darker this side, and a little bit lighter in here where the highlights of the hair are.
Oh,
and you can make some lines thicker and some lines thinner just to make it more interesting.
Well, that is more interesting. I'm copying you.
Oh, that's okay. I'll let you.
So I'm going to do the similar thing.
And if I get my scratch paper, I'm going to just show you how with this rigger brush, you can do it with any watercolor brush, really, I suppose. You can have like a little thin line if you have your brush only touching the page, and then if you press down, you get a thicker line. So you can do that on your painting to make it more interesting.
So the oh my god is the coupon code, and you'll want to put that when you're purchasing the monthly to get the 75% off deal. Everyone
So
is
I'm
welcome.
doing darker bits at the top and at the bottom.
Just gonna do
and I would say try not to make it too like stiff.
Yeah.
Try not to overthink it. And you can have some extra little strands of hair coming out loose. Any weird panting noises coming from my side of the video? It's not me, it's my dog.
So cute. Oh my god, she's coming
really
alive
hot
right now.
She is
coming alive.
Like panting. So I'm just doing some extra little squishy here. And I'm going to do some here, look, coming down onto the top of her face. Onto her forehead.
I'm sweeping this exact color into the top of her eyes again to kind of make them have that like heavy lidded look.
Yes, yeah. It's always quite a good idea to use
the 75% is
one
the
part of your painting,
and
like use it in. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'll let them.
I was just saying it's always quite a good idea to have, like, if you've used a color in one part of your painting, to then use it in another part of your painting. It kind of creates like a continuity.
So Deb says she got blue from the iris all over the white part of the eye and you can't lift it. Absolutely easy fix. You can just add them in. We're gonna add our highlights at the end. You can just add your highlights. Like if you have a white pencil or a white paint marker, I'm going to use my Copic white. You can just you can add in, but also like look at my girl. Her eye is all none of it is white anyways, which is actually like how I would do it. So you did a good job actually by doing that. So no worries.
Yeah, because it'll look really nice when you put your white highlights on if you've got like a darker color there.
Oh yeah, you for sure could do mixed media.
Right, I'm going to add in some yellow into my blue, and I'm going to make a darker green, and I'm just going to do exactly the same for my headband. Yeah. So I'm making the color darker this time by having less water. So it's got less water in it.
Yeah, and I am doing the same.
And I'm just going to go from here and just do some little extra lines. And coming from the left and the right. And again, I'm trying not to be too, I find it much harder than Karen at being like, I do get a little bit precious. And actually it's not a good thing sometimes, because it can cause stiffness. So sometimes it's really good to just be a little bit more loosey-goosey.
It's good because you rub off on me and I rub off on you. Because I could definitely stand to be a little bit more precious, less casual.
And I could stand to be a little bit more loosey-goosey. So there you go. This is why Karen and I are a magical combination.
We are a magical combination.
Because we are like tomato.
Yes. Love it. Ooh, I'm loving the head wrap so much.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm ready for my magical pens.
I'm almost ready. I'm just going to super quick. I envisioned these to have these little sticks coming out of her head. Like little, because she's like a little woodland fairy. So I'm going to just make some. I want to add some leaves. Some leaves coming
up. Oh, are you going to put leaves on her? That's a good idea. Yeah.
Just because it would be so
cute. Go on then. Oh, you persuaded me.
Yay!
Make me want to put leaves on. And now I've got FOMO.
But I need to make leaves that are not going to like, they're going to be the same color as her headband. So hopefully they'll be able to be seen. So I keep mixing this deep moss with the daylight yellow. Is this magical like hooker's green that is so yummy.
So I actually made a different green by mixing more yellow and less blue. And I'm just using my large brush and pressing it down and making leafy shapes.
Oh, they're so cute.
I'm going to add in a little bit more blue to make it like a darker green this time. And I'm just going to do like a little bit of a darker edge to some of those just to make them stand out a little bit more.
I just thought she could have little leaves like,
good call.
What is that? A little fairy of the forest. Ooh, I can't wait for details. It's so satisfying. And then even this extra green, you can smoosh it into your background. Like clean your brushes off.
To me, there is nothing more satisfying than creating leaves by just using a large round brush and just pressing down and lifting up. It's like the most easiest way to do leaves, and it is so satisfying. And again, it is actually the way that the less you think about it, the better they are.
Yes. All right. So, you know how we always say we always forget the ears? So I'm just going to really quick swipe one last skin tone color over her ears because they are a distinguishing feature of our little fairy. And I forgot to kind of finish them off. It's sort of last chance to make sure the fairy cheeks look good. I think I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, I am ready for the details. I am ready.
So am I, and I'm going to use my favorite sign pens. What are you going to use?
I just ordered because getting the miniature, the fine sign pens in the UK is practically impossible. The Pentel sign pens, the color, the one with all the different colors is really difficult. But I was able to get a 12-pack of the black.
Oh, nice.
So I might get you to bring some more colors for me when you come in September.
Yeah, I'll just order another one of this and I'll grab you. So I love these because these are on the supply list. I'm obsessed because they come in all these colors. So you can kind of use them. I use them all the time to kind of augment all of my projects. Stacy had a really quick question. Are many of the projects done in watercolor? Yes, there are many.
There's loads of watercolor projects.
That's probably the one we use the most because we're both comfortable with it.
Yes, and actually, there's like some of them that are done in ink could be watercolor instead.
Oh yeah, and vice versa.
So I'm just testing out my black because this is a new pen. This is a Pentel sign pen. The fine tipped one. Is that what you're using, Karen?
Let me see your tip.
It's the fine tip.
Yes, this is the same. I just have the color versions. So
these are water based, aren't they?
They are. So I like to use these for like really fine details.
Yes. And Karen likes to outline more than me.
Oh, we don't teach watercolors specifically because you can just use watercolors, but you can use them as a substitute. And we encourage you to use whatever you love, by the way. Like whatever you want is what you should use. We don't care. So if that's your favorite.
So I'm going to color in the pupil.
Oh yeah, I got to do that.
I'm not going to leave the white. I'm going to add that back in afterwards.
Okay. I am going to also add my pupil in, but I don't like to use my Pentel for that because the brush can be unpredictable. So I'm going to actually just use like a regular gel pen.
Oh, I've just gone ahead and done it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to outline the top of the eye with a nice thick line because she's got super thick lashes.
Yep.
Thick, sultry. Look at what a difference that makes already.
Yeah, crazy. This is where she's
different.
And not before.
I'm going to use a thinner line for underneath.
Yep. I'm using a gray. This is like a silver gray.
Oh, I only have black, so I'm using black.
But what's nice about these sign pens and why I use them so much is that because they're water-based, you can then, like, if that's a too stark line, I could take my brush, my water brush, and run it over, and it would blend into my watercolors.
Smooth it out. Yeah.
So it's really nice for that. And then I could take like the brown for like her eyebrows. Now I have like a little brown, and it makes like the cutest little eyebrow hairs in the whole world.
I actually have a brown one. I do have a brown one. I was able to buy one of those separate. And the brown is gorgeous. I should grab that for my eyebrows as well, actually. It's sepia that I've got because sepia color.
Yep. Eyelashes are always dead last, like super dead last. Also has this blue. So if I wanted to, like, I could do like, look at this little like individual hair strands.
I'm jealous of all your colors.
No, I'll bring you a pack.
I bought some, but they're the wrong ones because they didn't have those. So I do have these colors, but in the UK, the ones that you can buy easily don't have the soft tip. They've got like a almost like a bullet tip. So it does have, you can probably do this a similar, but it's not quite the same effect.
And you can also just use a color pencil. You don't have to use these at all. You could use color pencils in the exact same way that I'm using these pens, like same exact way. And then, oh my gosh, the cute little eyelashes. Oh, before I do the eyelashes, I do want to circle her irises with the blue. Oh my God, it makes a huge difference. Ooh. See, I kind of screwed up right there. So I could take my water brush and run it over, and it would help. Again, like
you could also use colored pencils for this.
Yes.
Or
and here you can see I'm
or watercolor pens.
Yep.
Work as well.
Yep. I'm adding some water to kind of blend it because I screwed up. We have new member, Evelyn Stoddard and Sillage. Welcome. I'm sure I did not say that right. I am so sorry. All right, quick little eyelash lesson. Eyelashes are
Silkia, would it be? It's a really pretty name anyway.
It's a really pretty name. Oh my God, look at her.
Sounds like it's Norwegian or something.
Look at her little lashes right now. They're so cute. Oh my goodness.
My dog is panting so much. Sorry, everyone. It sounds like a heavy breather in the background.
You can't hear anything.
Okay.
Look at those baby lashes.
I love putting lashes in.
So this is why I love these, just for the lash ability, honestly. It's the best. I don't want to go too crazy.
Do you have a side that you find easier?
Yeah, my right side is easier for me.
Yeah, me too. I find it really hard to do lashes on the left-hand side.
Yeah, same.
Isn't that so weird?
That is weird. These I feel like are very realistic lashes as well with these pens.
I wonder if any lefties are here and find that their right side is difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh my God. I can't even take her cute little eyes. They're so freaking cute. And then her nose, like if you don't want it like super black around here, you could use a brown instead. So I'm going to try this with brown. I do love a little bit of an outline. So brown is like less scary than the black.
Yeah. Black is a bit extreme for...
It is. For a little baby cutie like this one.
Yeah.
And then same thing with her. Oh, I didn't actually... We could use a little help for her mouth. I kind of forgot about her mouth. Like I'll start by outlining it. Might be able to do it all with these pens, actually. We'll give her a little outline. And then line in the center. This also helps crisp up. Like this is a really ragged edge and these lines come in and they're like smooth. And then I think you can also put some lip lines in. And then when we add the water, we'll add the water to blend these and then we'll add a highlight and it should make a big difference. You do I do a lot of correcting with these pens at the end.
I'm going to use the brown for her eyelashes.
These are all sign pens that I'm using. They're in the supply list in the free classroom. They're also on my website if you just go to Awesome Art School. And Awesome Art School is also where you can sign up for the Celtic Collective for annual. Today they get the triple book bonus, and you can sign up for the monthly and use the OMG to join for 75% off. All at Awesome Art School, but I have a art supplies tab, and these are on it because I'm obsessed. So that's all dark. So in order for me to lighten that, I'm going to have to add white. But before I do, I'm going to try to lift it. We've done this a whole bunch, this project. So I'm going to see if I can make this wet, 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 and then lift. There's usually a nice, worked a little bit. The bottom lip is usually a little bit lighter than the top. So if I just get it nice and wet, kind of scrub it around and then lift. See how it's just softly, subtly lighter now? It's so pretty. And then I'll go put a highlight on and it'll get even, that will jump out at you as well.
Yeah. And I actually managed to lift some while I was painting it. So I don't need to do that at this stage. I'm definitely going to put a little bit of a highlighter on.
And I'm going to outline her ears a little bit.
I'm just using these pens that aren't quite as good. So if you're in the UK and you couldn't get the sign pans,
you can. They're available.
You can. They just take a few. They deliver them from the States, so they take a few weeks to come.
Yeah. I use them for everything. I love them. So just a little outline.
What are you sniffing at? What are you sniffing? I'm talking to my dog. Sorry. Right. I think I'm just about ready for.
I think I'm about done. Oh, I just need highlights.
I'm about ready for highlights. And I'm going to use
oh my God, she is so adorable. I can't. She's looking at me with her little cuteness.
I'm going to use I'm going to use the Kuretake white ink because I haven't got the Copic opaque.
Just doodling. All right, and I will use my Copic white. Are there traceables for the project? Nope. We teach you how to draw them all, but you always have a reference. Like we'll always give you this, so you could trace that. You could always transfer that for sure. But yeah, no, we teach it all in there.
So this is what I'm going to use because I haven't got the Copic opaque. It's called Zig Kuretake white ink.
Oh my God, look how cute your girl is. She's like me. She looks just like this, like adorable little.
Look how cute yours is.
Oh, I'm loving her. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so whatever
highlight,
whatever highlight you do on one eye, just make sure you repeat it on the other. Doesn't even matter
goodness
what it is.
Right, I'm just gonna put some highlights in her eyes.
Oh my God, and then Dawn and Ellen have been waiting for so long. Sorry, girls.
You're so patient, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
so my dog's also not being very patient anymore.
Oh, well, if you need to run, I can do the questions with them. So we're about done. Oh my God. No, you're fine. If you need to run, you can. I think we're done here.
No, I might just go and open the door. See if you...
Okay. So I like to put highlights in the eyes like we just did. I love a little nosy highlight. Like I will carve out a little nose ball. Her watercolor was a little sloppy there, so I'm just making it like a smoothing it out with making it like a circular shape. And then Deb, you were saying that you colored in the whites of her eyes, so you could now go in here and add like a little white, and that brings it back if it got buried. I also like to do, sometimes you can do a little like nose, do little highlights on the nose as well. And I love a little lower lip highlight too. Do some strokes. Right. That work. So I like to put them on the lower lip. Which is they look a lot better than they did before when they were all very flat. And you can also highlight the chin is a fun place to highlight. Yeah. So it's basically any
a little bit just in the corner of the eyes there.
Oh yeah, that looks really pretty.
Yeah. And like a little bit on the nose.
Yep.
And a little bit on the lips here.
Yep, I just did that as well. I also love a hair highlight. I take some strands and I will just pull it. Oh, I will just pull it right on through.
Yeah,
right on through.
It's always nice to put some highlights just in these bits here in the hair.
Adds a little dimension. Keeps it from being really flat.
And remember what we said about how like the ugly stage and how it doesn't come together until like the last 5%.
Yeah. This is the last. That's exactly right. This is where it all comes together at the very, 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 very end. So you got to stick with it until the very end. And then, yeah, you can use your colored pencils for these details if you don't have.
And actually putting in all these details is like the most
so satisfying.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God, I love her. I love how she turned out.
The wee fairy.
The wee fairy. Yes, you can absolutely be a beginner because we also, for the last few months, we have been releasing brand new classrooms that are just for beginners, like baby beginners, like people who have never watercolored before, have never done, my tiara is so crooked, have never done wash before, have never done alcohol markers, so that you have somewhere to start as soon as you join.
Yeah.
So we are very, oh no, my ear fell off.
Your ear fell off?
No. Oh my God. So what we'll do now, I'm totally done.
Yeah, me too.
We will bring in our other members. So in case you guys have questions for them, because we're biased, obviously, because we love it, but then they can maybe answer your questions as a member if you have painting questions. Ellen and Dawn, are you guys ready? You ready? All right.
I hope you're not falling asleep waiting for us.
I know. I'm so glad that you're loving the beginner class.
Oh, look at Dawn even came dressed up.
Yeah,
of course.
Yay, Dawn! Thank you so much. So we have two of our actual members, so they can tell you if we're lying or not, and what is true and what is not true. And maybe you guys want to show some of your favorite projects. That might be kind of fun. So we have Ellen, which you can see your name, so that's good. Ellen, how long have you been a member for?
Ages.
Since
the beginning? Have you been in with us since the beginning?
The Celtic Collective?
Yeah.
Since it formed, yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
You had been.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here. I know it can be really scary. So thank you just out the gate. We'll have little special gifts for both of you. Oh, and we have the Wee Fairy giveaway winner as well for people that have been posting their hashtag We Fairies in the Facebook group. Let me just announce them real quick. And you guys are going to get the same prize because you've been such a good sport showing up with us today. We have Marilyn Benison. Marilyn Benison was chosen at random for doing the drawing portion of the Wee Fairy, and she and you both are getting $25 Amazon gift certificates just for being sports and hanging out with us for a few minutes. So thank you so much.
So you can buy yourself some fun art supplies.
Yes, and so thank you. And everyone, please join our Facebook group, and you can post your final drawings with the Wee Fairy hashtag, and then you can be entered to win a prize on August 1st. We're doing more giveaways, so please come and join us. Yeah. So Ellen, tell us about your experience with Celtic Collective. We did not coach you through any of this. We didn't ask you any questions prior. So do you have anything you want to just off the cuff, favorite things? What do you think?
Well, I love everything fantasy. When you started talking about the Celtic Collective, I just couldn't wait. I was ready to fork over my money before you were ready to start the club.
Oh,
that was so sweet. Yeah. You're gonna make me cry, you know.
I know. That's because you're our people. Because only weirdos appreciate other. I mean, look at Dawn. I mean, come on, she's all in.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
We're all weirdos. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We love it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite medium that you like to use?
Watercolor. I love all of them.
Yeah.
I think I do everything except oil, but watercolor's my favorite.
We don't do oils in this class, so yeah.
And you feel like you get enough oils with the classes? I mean, watercolors, someone was just asking about that. There was plenty of watercolor. Lots and lots. Yeah.
And I'm a baby beginner with alcohol markers.
Have you? Oh, we haven't released our. Are you going to do the new ones that we're releasing on the 7th? That are like if you've never done them before. Yeah.
The beginner ones.
Yeah.
Okay. We hope that they make you feel more comfortable and like confident since you're brand new. Good. I can't wait. And I know before I leave you and go pester Dawn. It looks like I have like an actual nest on my head. I know that you've had some shoulder surgery and you've had some arm and hand limitations over the years, super recently as well. I know that you are not alone in being the only person who has had shaky hand syndrome and some physical issues. Can you give tips to anyone who might be struggling with that and how you can still participate even though you're not like up to snuff that one day?
Well, I think the most important thing is where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want it badly enough, you'll just find a way to make it work. And I want it bad.
Oh.
So no matter what my problems are, and I have, excuse me, a shit ton of them, I find a way to make it work.
Make it happen. We love that. And I think your like soul needs it too. You know what I mean?
It's like good for the soul, good for like, you know, your inner calm and all of that, to just spend some me time painting cute berries and having fun.
That's right. Exactly. Well,
and
thank
just being with all of you
others.
People just makes me happy.
Well, it makes us too. I know, we love it. And I know that even on the days that you were like fresh from surgery and you would just show up on our lives and just chat without, you know, you're like, I'm not doing any art, but at least you can like say hi to our friends that are also there at the same time and still participate and be a member of the community, even if you're not drawing anything, which is very important to note that we're not just about the drawing and the art, but we kind of love each other as well.
That's right. A lot of friends.
Yes, a lot of friends. And Stacy Brister is asking for you to show us some of your projects. Do you have any favorites around? Do you want to show us your favorites? And then we'll ask Paul. We'll ask Dawn to do the same.
Sure.
Yay! This is my favorite part because I don't know the answer to this.
Karen, can I interrupt with something I just thought about? because
Please.
people were asking about, beginner and saying they were beginners and stuff, that when you come into the classroom, each project, we have like a visual index, and each project has symbols on it. So it tells you whether it's suitable for beginners or intermediate or more advanced. So if you're a beginner, then you know exactly what projects you can go and check out, because we've made that super simple for you, like visually, so you can see exactly which ones you need to be doing if you're a beginner.
Yeah.
Or if you want to like a super complicated one, which
Yes.
ones to do.
Right. We do have hard ones as well. All right,
Yeah.
let's see you, Melon. I feel like you're ready for some show and tell.
Some of these I haven't posted because sometimes I do art and then I forget to post them.
It's okay. These don't have to. That's a separate. We just want to see what ones you like, whether they've been posted or not.
Oh, I love her.
I'm
That was one of your lessons, wasn't it, Karen?
Yeah, that was from the Kevin Keel. He had a watercolor, and so I made that one.
So beautiful.
It's glowing. She has a glow.
Oh, I love her.
Nice.
I know.
Is
Gorgeous.
it have it?
You can see the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that square journal.
Yeah, me too. Is that a watercolor journal?
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, the glow. That's one of my favorite ones as well. It's a very different style, which is fun to experiment with.
That's one. Let's see.
You're getting a lot of love in the comments, Ellen, just so you know.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to welcome Wanda and Teresa Santiago. And Teresa is a new annual member. So I will be shipping you out your books, 3 books today, and my Copic White, which I'm on my 3rd bottle.
Oh, is that toned paper drawing?
Tone paper.
That's amazing.
That is killer.
I love the pointy ears.
Yes. Look at her cheeks. They're so
I know.
round.
And the super amazing eyes.
That is amazing.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, we love some tone paper. This is very exciting.
I know. I love seeing everyone's work.
Collective stuff?
What?
You want mostly Celtic Collective?
Only Celtic Collective.
Only Celtic Collective.
Yep.
I'm sorry?
I said only Celtic Collective is this is our birthday party today. So yes. Okay. Yes, please. I know Ellen is in all of the clubs, so she has stacks and stacks from everything. Yes. Love it. Awesome. Dawn, I can't wait to hear about your favorite projects. You ready? Do you have a stack for us too?
This one is X-rated, sorry.
Oh,
that was one near the beginning. That was the Kelpie girl with her boogies out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she was from an Amy Brown
deep dive.
An Amy Brown image.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm surprised that we were getting away with posting those on Facebook and not getting
with the
tatas.
Love it.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Let's see.
So watercolors, but that tone paper one was not watercolor.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to check that my dog's behaving itself outside.
Yes, that's the one that we did on our live together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that live with us, or did you do it from the replay?
Oh, I think I started her on the live, and then I finished her
on the replay
privately because I'm slow.
Well, that's what's nice about having the replays too, is you can just do them at your.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I love that one, and tons of people did her, and so it was so great to see the Facebook group fill up with all the different
many good ones. Yeah, she's lovely.
Love it. Thank you. Did you do that one too, John? Did you do the?
No. Can you hear me?
Yes. Totally.
Okay. I didn't know what today was going to be like, so
You're perfect. Oh yes. Look at her. Now she's an alcohol marker lesson, but that
Yes.
looks like, is that marker?
Alcohol markers, yes.
Oh, geez.
Is it?
A beginner.
Oh my
Ellen.
goodness, you are not a beginner. That's so good.
Beginner. I'm a
That is
beginner.
just gorgeous.
Where is she?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. That is so pretty. Yeah, that's no beginner, girlfriend.
She's
But you
kind of
know
got
what?
like steampunk colors on her.
Oh yeah, because she's got the metallic. Did you add some like metallic paints or anything to her? I feel like I saw an outline there.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe I saw something flashy.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
Looks like bronze or something. Yeah. There's something shiny there.
The color pencils on top?
Maybe.
Okay. I see a
I don't know
sheet.
what to do here.
You're good. You're good. Yep. You are.
Maybe I did.
Yep. I can see a little bit of a sheen. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Dawn, what about you? What's your
So
story?
I didn't really know what to expect, so I could probably do like a 10-minute monologue for you guys.
Oh my god, you do
I
it.
made notes.
Oh my god, that's cute. But before
Look
we
at
start,
Ben's speech.
Sue had a question for you, so I just didn't know.
Dawn is a lifetime wonder bundler. I am forever in Awesome Art School, and today is this is my 3-year party with Awesome Art School too, because I joined Celtic Collective and then later joined the rest.
Oh my gosh, no way! So you came in first through the Celtic Collective.
Yeah,
that is awesome. And then
well,
Ellen
I had some of your books before that, but yeah,
but not any of the clubs. Awesome. Well, we are so grateful to have you. And for anyone who doesn't know,
yeah, we can't get rid of her now. She's here for a lifetime.
Oh, Jesus.
You poor things.
Forever gone. In case someone's like, what's a Wonder Bundle? A Wonder Bundle is a member of all the clubs at Awesome Art School. So there's 3. So she's in all of them. And Ellen is in all of them too. It's not why I picked them. I just asked them because they're super active members. And, people like Dawn who are in the Facebook group showing with her selfie. And I'm like, she's all in. And the people that are all in, we love our people. We love people that are posting as well too. But like, we just, we know that you're not afraid to speak your mind, but we didn't prepare any questions for you, so you can say whatever you like, Dawn. It's the floor is yours.
Give us your speech.
Okay, here we go. So I wanted to tell you guys that my favorite classrooms are the Mythical Creatures, the Master's Apprentice, and the Manses. I like the Master's Apprentice classroom because it almost feels like you're getting 2 teachers at a time every time you do a lesson, because we're watching you, but we're watching the person you're watching. So that's cool.
The master is the teacher 1, and then right. So you're really getting 3 teachers then, I guess.
Yeah, if you do both of you guys, we do. And then I love fairies and gnomes. So I've done almost every fairy and gnome lesson in whatever club there is in the Art School.
I'm sorry.
But I thought I would start with showing you my first lesson that I did.
Oh my god, yes, please.
And so this is it.
Oh my.
And I just wanted to do a comparison because here's my lesson today.
This is my favorite thing in the whole world, right?
Like, look at how much I've improved.
Yes.
So fun. So good. Okay.
So
fun. I pulled out specific art for specific reasons. So I'll go through them and tell you why. So this was like my 3rd or 4th lesson. This is the Kelpie horse from Mythical Creatures with Karen. And this lesson was the first lesson that made me feel not precious about art. It made me feel so free. And so I was like, this is awesome. Let's see. Here we have, what happened to Lucy?
So both of our dogs are actually freaking out. I think Nico needed to go out, and Maggie, I'm just texting you.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
No, that's okay. I just wanted you to be here because this is one of my favorite lessons.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that was one of my favorite lessons too.
Yeah, this one
was in the Wizards classroom.
David Bowie.
We did.
Yeah, this is Spellcaster.
I'm using David Bowie from Labyrinth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jareth Dabbled King it was.
Well, I was going to say it's
Spellcaster
in there, but
that looks insane.
But I picked this one today because I actually could see David Bowie in this when I was painting.
Yeah.
Which
you did such a good job there. Look at
and
his
this
face.
was when I was pretty new. Like we did this like what, 4 months in or 5 months in, something like that.
Yeah, it was quite an early lesson.
Yeah, so that was fun. This is one of my
So was the Celtic Collective your first ever art class?
No, I've taken classes with a lot of people.
Okay.
It's just that I love you guys. You make me laugh so much, and I think life has got to be humorous because otherwise, what's the point, right? And so
exactly.
So you're my favorite, but don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
I won't.
So the next one I want to show you guys is this one, and I did this with Lucy too. This is the Viking warrior in kilts because kilts, right?
Yes. Yep. Sexy kilts and kilts, which is all
Sexy man.
No more needs to be said
We
about
need
that.
to do some more sexy men, actually, don't we?
We do.
Men are my favorite to do in the group.
We do a few. Yeah.
Then we were studying in Master's Apprentice, Brian Froud, and Lucy put a challenge out to do yourself as a squished fairy. So I answered the call.
Yeah.
And I did not fail.
Look at that. That's amazing. I
That
love
was
it.
fun. Yeah, this one, I like this one when I did this one. This was John Baptiste Monge, the wee man with Karen. When I did this one, I about blew my mind because I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm a real artist now. Like
You are.
I made it look like the painter or the artist that did it.
Yep.
And to me, I feel like that's kind of a hard thing to accomplish. And then since then, I've got more freedom, and now every lesson I do it my own way. So, which I also love about you guys because you encourage us to do that.
About copying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like even back in Renaissance times, apprentices learned how to be artists by copying their masters. So that's why we've got that classroom, because we wanted to look at those amazing fantasy artists and go, well, if I learn how to copy him or her first, then I can take those skills and it like frees you up. And like you say, Dawn, you then have those skills to do it in your own art. And
Well, I mean, in all the, like, when I first started, I remember Karen saying, you can't, well, your line, you can't get worse with more practice. And it's true, but in all the lessons, it doesn't ever feel like a lesson. It feels like you're just doing a fun art party long thing. But yet you're learning like perspective and line weights and shapes. And I mean, it's just crazy because it's so lovely and fun. So my next one, and I had this framed in my last studio. You guys know I've been in 3 houses since I've
I know when you told me that. I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I started in Ohio, moved to Florida, and now I'm in Nebraska. But I don't think I'm moving anymore. But anyway, so this one was framed in my last studio, and I looked at it every day. This was the Green Man with Lucy in the Ancient Apothecary classroom.
Yes, that's right.
So that was fun. And then I did one. I didn't do a lot in the what's it called? The calendar one. What's that one called?
Oh, the Celtic
Wheel of the Year.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot in there, but I do love Christmas most, and so I did this one.
That's
cool. Only instead of a bird, I did coffee because it means a lot to me.
Because it means so much.
Yes, Celtic Wheel. That's what it was. The Celtic Wheel classroom.
They're so beautiful, Dawn.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now I'm going to give you guys the last 3 pieces of art are my 3 favorite lessons I've done in here.
Amazing.
Well, 4, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
So I freaking love this one so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Look at her hair.
Look at her hair.
Amazing hair.
This was Master's Apprentice, Kevin Keel, just telling for your watchers. And oh my gosh, like this one was another one that like I made it my own, but it looked like so professional artist. And I was like, whatever. I can't believe I did that. That's how I felt.
You're so proud of yourself.
That's amazing.
I am.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I am. And I've
it.
actually, this year I've actually ventured off and I'm doing kind of my own art thing now, which this all started because I wrote some gnome books and published them. They're for 7 to 12-year-olds, like in 2016 and 17 and stuff, and I had to illustrate them because I couldn't afford an illustrator. So I was like, dude, I need to get some skill. But anyway, the next one is okay. Oh, did I not write this down? Hold on. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, here we go. This was 2 lessons in one, and I shared this in the group, but it was a long time ago. Yeah. So it was the Enchanted Tree meets the Magical Orb with Karen in the Apothecary classroom with the Red Secret Door in the Mance's classroom.
Right. Oh my God.
My goodness. Yeah. That is freaking amazing. Look at that.
This one hangs in my studio as well.
Oh, that is so magical. I love it.
Yeah. I love it too.
Perfect lesson mash. Like the perfect one. Well done, girlfriend. Oh my God.
And it's got my funnest unicorn colors, so I really love that. But you guys aren't gonna believe it. Like I told you I like to do the men, right?
Yeah.
So my favorite lesson in all of Awesome Art School was Loki.
Oh, I know. Oh, he's a sexy man.
Yes. And for anyone who's watching, I was in Iceland and that dude was on a t-shirt and I took a picture of that t-shirt and it became a lesson. And it was also one of my favorite lessons because how cool is that guy? We did such a
super
good job
cool. We need to do some more sexy men, I think.
Thank you. I know I did. I think I'm pretty sure I've done every man. Well, not every man, but I did. I like the men in kilts.
I know.
We should do more men in kilts.
We should.
Yeah, my daughter's home.
Private games with all the men. I was taking videos for Sean. I'm like, you need to get this one and this one and this one. I like videos of kilts. I'm like, they're so sexy.
I got mine. We used to go to FairyCon and Ren fairs all the time, and so my husband has a kilt too. Oh. And I couldn't believe he actually wore it, but he did.
Right? Yeah. Sean needs to get on it because they are.
He won't wear it authentically though.
Oh yeah, Sean would never either. But come on, like FairyCon, that's so cool. For sure, he could.
Well, that was it. That was in Pennsylvania, and then my daughter's home from Japan right now, so we're just getting caught up on Outlander. So.
Yes, actually, Lucy and I we're actually filming an Outlander course in September.
I know.
Together, so
girl, I know that. I'm so into you guys.
So there might be some men in kilts coming up with that. There has to be some men in kilts.
So many kilts. Yes. And
so that's all I brought today.
Well, that is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that share. I know we didn't prepare you in any way. We were just like, just come and hang out with us. What are we talking about?
Well, and initially I put a lot of my art in portfolios and just keep it. And I was like, oh, whoops, this one was from Fun Fat. There was a drawing club. Oh yeah. That's from the mixed media. Oh, this one was a YouTube. I better put that back.
Yeah, there's a lot of art happening over everywhere, isn't there? Yeah. But that's all good. That's all good. I almost forgot. Well, before we leave, we kicked off this whole thing with a. We asked everyone if they wanted A or B, right? We had these two. We had like a poll, which one everyone wanted to do. So she won, but not by much. And we just want to let everyone know that this is going to be a lesson for September. In the Celtic Collective, so you are getting both because we're never going to leave you. Like if you were like, we want to do that too, we would never say no.
We could not do her. Look how cute she is.
Yes, she's so cute. So we're going to do her in alcohol markers, and she'll be released either September 7th or we'll do her live on the 21st. We haven't figured that part out yet, but we are doing this one as well. So that's nice. Because we get all the things.
Can I just shout out a thank you to everyone who's commenting on my work? I really appreciate it. That's one thing Awesome Art School does is it helps to build your confidence.
Yeah.
Because even in this, I was laughing because even in this video today, Karen's like, oops, I did a mistake. And because you're always like that and it's so okay.
It's fine.
Like, who cares?
It's fine. I mess up every
It actually, I mean, it makes it so chill and like, also, it makes the art interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it is just paper. It really is.
Right. Yeah, it's just a piece of paper. If you have to like take another piece of paper, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And you can also do it. Another thing that happens too is people will do it once and then they're like, now I have to transfer it because it's so perfect and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but also though, draw it again. Like if you did it one time, you can repeat it. Like you can do a good job 2 times and 3 times and 4 times. Like test yourself. Like you probably surprise yourself. So yeah, we're obnoxiously nice at Awesome Art School because it's like there's a lot of really important, serious things in the world, and like my friends, this ain't it. Like this is not one of those things.
You mean we're not being serious as we sit here dressed up as fairies with pointy ears?
But you can see that humor can still make you an awesome artist.
Oh well, I think it makes you a better artist because it's just you just free yourself from the pressure. We just don't need the pressure. Like, oof, you can be free to. And people will apologize, like I didn't follow the lesson exactly. We're like, we don't give a shit how you do the lesson. Like you can just look at the reference and do the whole lesson on your own. That's fine. You can do different art supplies. That's like we don't care. We just want you to enjoy whatever you're doing, however you want. Like,
and also, if you're gonna come on a live, you can put your fairy stuff on 2 hours early.
Right? Any excuse to be a weirdo, we fully embrace.
Right.
You're getting lots of lovely thanks and comments in the comment section. And we love you too, everyone who's chiming in with your nice comments. It's really it's really hard to come up here and talk to a bunch of strangers, and so we really appreciate it.
I don't feel like that though. I just feel like I'm talking to you guys.
I know, because you are.
But thank you everybody who's watching and paying attention. I appreciate it.
I can't see any comments because I'm just here. I don't have my phone on, so.
Well, you're being amazing. You can click on the Taylor says to take a selfie all together before we log off. That's a really
that's a really good idea.
Screenshot. Let me do it. You guys are the best for coming on. I gotta move my phone. Yes, look at Dawn's ready. Fix your little girl, Lucy, so we see her face in the screen.
Oh,
there he is. She is. Okay. All right, got it. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thank you to anyone who is still here. Lots of people are still here. If there's any questions that we can answer for you, now's the time because I need a drink of water really bad. So
my dog needs a walk.
So so Maggie's needs some food. So, thank you. I'm getting reminders from our magical team. Tell people to post their art in the Facebook group to be entered in the monthly prize. I did.
Yes.
I forgot. I thought it, but
what's the hashtag again, Karen?
We Fairy is the hashtag. And the Facebook group is Awesome Art School. So you can go on Facebook. And I'm sure people will be dropping the links. I'll also email that with the replay as well so that you guys pop over. Yeah, and come share your finished pieces. We definitely want to see all the iterations. And I want to see like who followed with the woodland set, who followed with the portrait set, who used their own art supplies. I bet you there's a lot of people that did that. And it's all good. Awesome.
Here's a question for me. To be honest, I didn't. My first PH Martin crystallized. And I had to like throw it out, but I was actually only had maybe 1/8 or 1/10 of it left at the bottom. I wonder whether like giving it a good stir every time you use it with something clean, like a toothpick or something, would help. Also, I don't dip my brush straight in, so I actually take a little scoop out and put that on a palette and use that. So I'm not putting like a wet brush in the tub, and I think that maybe does help as well.
That's a good question because mine crystallized and I had to throw it out and get a new one.
Yeah, my first one did. This one hasn't crystallized so far, and I wonder whether the difference is me not putting a wet paintbrush in. I just get a little spoon or a scoop, and I don't know if I'd put rubbing alcohol or paint thinner in it because it's a water-based paint. So I think that possibly could do more damage than good.
You could try a little water though. Yeah.
Yeah, you could maybe try a little water.
I tried water, it didn't work.
Yeah. Once it's crystallized, I think that's it. It's gone. Yeah.
Debbie said she didn't receive her books. Yep, you just have to email. So when you join as an annual member, the first email you'll ever get is reply back with your mailing address so we can get out your books. So sometimes that just means you didn't reply with your address. So you have to just let us know where your address is and we'll send them out. So just email me, Debbie, and we'll get your books out to you for sure. Just anytime, email me. Email's is the best way to get a hold of me. Because social media is like a bajillion comments, but emails come right to my inbox. And Margot checks my inbox every minute of 24 hours a day. So if I don't catch it, Margot will. So somebody will get it. So yes, we will take care of you. Absolutely. Absolument. Awesome. Oh, Clorinda was asking for a replay. Go to awesomeartschool.com and join the free classroom because that's where the replay is going to live. You also need the part 1, which is how to draw her, and she's in the free classroom as well. So that link is still there. Go to awesomeartschool.com and it'll just be the free Wee Fairy watercolor workshop.
No, dude, look at this.
Margot Brush. I'm taking a picture of that. I appreciate the shit out of Margot as well because she works her butt off.
Yeah.
7 days a week with 3 kids at home still.
I just wanted you to see that, Margot.
Me too, Margot. Yes, same. Oh, good. Christy got her books. Amazing. Awesome. I'm so glad. Oh, there she is. Yeah, you deserve it, girlfriend. Really, the whole team. Thank you to Tara behind the scenes. Everyone's all hands on deck right now. There's a lot of people, a lot of magical team members. Taylor is here. Jeanette, Tara, Mandy does all the things. She better not be working today because she's worked her face off. So thank you, everyone who's been helping and chiming in and helping with links and everything. We really appreciate you. Lindsay, I do not have that work ethic. That's hilarious. All right, we love you. So if you want to come and join us, it's $8. It's $8 freaking dollars. I just have no words. So
I know.
If you want to come hang out with us.
And you could try out a lot of lessons in a month if you were dedicated.
Yes, we will have a blast. We always do. Thank you, Ellen and Dawn, for hanging with us. Thank you, everyone, for painting with us. Post in the Facebook group, Awesome Art School, and we'll see you over there. We're going to do another giveaway on the 1st, so make sure you go and post. Plus, we want to go see them. Thank you. Bye. You guys can hang out for a second.